Hey,
How's it going?
Don't stop eating that watermelon ice now.
you got a little grain or vodka in there?
Not on a Monday.
Well, I got to tell you, Paul,
Especially after a 3-day weekend. Oh my God, it was hell getting to work.
your
Jesus.
your virtual background is the best I've ever seen. It looks totally real.
Yeah.
It's Illinois foliage.
Right. Pretty gosh, the rest of the backyard again. See that?
Well, I party back there.
You see my dog? There's Ned.
Yeah,
Froggy's
good
in.
boy.
So 6 months from now, you'll have your wild card party, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's the opposite time of the year.
Hey,
I,
Barger hit me a home run. Woo!
Well, I hate to rain on your parade, but it's like completely dark here, so I think it's coming your way.
Yeah, he usually does about an hour later. Oh, what a week, huh? Did you gain like a bunch of points from a stat correction or something, Paul?
no,
I must
no,
have did something fucked up.
I was third going into the weekend, and I finished second. Right? I think
Yeah, I must
yeah,
have missed. I must have miscalculated somewhere because it's like all of a sudden it's like I checked it again this
yeah,
morning and
yeah.
you and like I had you and like Chad flip flop. Like you were getting the first 4 and 2 and Chad was getting the last 5 and 1. And for some reason I must have missed something
I don't know.
or misadded.
Barely even keep track of my own. I just kind of eyeball it. Kind of add it in my
Yeah.
head. Kind of look at what Mike has. Lansu.
Oh well, once the tracker comes out, I keep track.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
I
do
actually
too.
keep
I mean,
track
I do,
throughout
but
the whole week.
I don't keep on pat paper on there. Just kind of.
Well, I got a
But
little Excel spreadsheet that you know what? I'll show you what I do. Hold on a second.
I don't keep track of it either,
A lot
Paul.
of people have seen this, but
Unless I'm like way down or way up, I
yeah.
don't keep track.
this is my beer league score sheet. So this goes all the way back to week 1. I just keep fucking making more weeks and shit as I go along, but that's the first week. And then just
Wow.
like total Thursday. Well, here's the thing. I'm actually adding Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday and getting to Thursday. And then when he sends out his fucking thing, I check it against mine. 9 times to 9.5 times out of 10, it's the same thing.
Right.
And then Friday, we had Friday on, Saturday, Sunday. Then I figure out, okay, who's getting the 6 and O's, 5 and 1s, blah, blah, blah. What really fucks me up and what I have to wait for you, Lou, is the whole tie thing. When it comes to ties, I'm out. I don't. I'll look at what you had to say, and I will go by that, and I'll fill the rest of it out after I find out.
I think we had a tie this week, but it didn't affect
It didn't
the
affect
win
anything
loss.
because they were
Yeah,
both 4 and 2s.
yeah. I can't believe we had
And you know
that.
what? It would have been nice because it would have got Chad back on track as far as on a normal looking thing.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, it go. I just, you know, here's the week. Last year, I was kind of like highlighting whoever won the week. This year, I haven't done that. So now we're into this week.
Wow.
So that's I just keep track of it that way. That way, if I know to pick up players on Saturday or Sunday or what to fight for, what's worth fighting for, you know.
Right.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
So we were talking about you, Paul. I think it was last week with Chris that your transactions are down this year because you had been one of the top two or three in years past, and you're like in a more. Well, I think even I have more moves than you this year,
No, I have a new strategy this year.
but I think
I hold on to guys. I don't just dump, get some points and dump them anymore. I just
but part of it has got to be that you have this catching situation that's like just
we have
real
the two guys on
ideal.
the same team. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have the Texas
two from the same
2-0.
team who actually play both. Both of them will play.
DH and catch. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you have
they
the other
both
catcher.
DH and they both catch. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
and the other one is a first baseman. So it's just
Baseman.
like,
Yeah, so I'm not pulling catchers and like I mean
yeah, yeah, that's a
and I'm
big.
over catching. I'm like 3 innings or 3 games over in catching
Yeah, one
too.
of the
So
only
it's
ones that's over at catcher.
and
I
I
don't think
barely
I've
make
ever
any
seen that in the history of the beer league.
and then I never make any rarely make a catcher
Yeah,
transaction.
that's
That's
amazing. That's amazing. So
yeah, well, that's all going to change next year. It's not gonna,
yeah,
I mean, I still have 2 guys on the same team, but
this has
I've got a
been.
similar thing in line. I've
Detroit,
got like Cal
yeah,
Raleigh who plays like every fucking game,
yeah,
except they give
he's
him a day off here and there. And then I've got fucking Carson Kelly and Reese McGuire right now. So I should be fielding two catchers pretty much most of the time.
What are they going to do with Amaya's hurt right now, and then they have also Ballesteros. He's in the minors.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, if the Cubs are smart, they'd trade Reese McGuire to somebody who needed a fucking catcher real bad.
That's kind of bottom of the barrel, though, right? I mean, I'm not putting him down. He's from the Red Sox, right?
Yeah, but if you can get something out of him, I mean, he was just a fucking 1 year pickup for them, sign a minor league deal. If you can turn him into a prospect, why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I think people will just.
Especially if you got Amaya or Ballesteros coming back. I mean, I don't know what the timeline is on them. I mean, it's like
Seems
we
like
only
a
got a couple weeks here.
seems like a DFA, and then you pick him up for
Yeah, I
nothing.
don't know, man. He's played too well to just get DFA'd.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Reese McGuire has actually played really well. He's hit great.
their
He's
production from catcher this year from guys that aren't supposed to be
dude.
anything has been pretty damn good.
Well, look at Carson Kelly, man. Who expected him to do what he's done this year?
He's tailed off though, right? Hasn't he? I'm not sure, but
Hey, he's starting to pick it back up though. He had a home run the other day. He seems to get points every time he's up there. It's rare that I get a zero out of him. He's either taking a walk or doing something.
how often does he play?
Huh?
How often does he play? Is he every day?
Yeah.
Is there
Well, when
starting?
he's not playing, I mean, it's like every 3 or 4 days when he doesn't play, it's Reese McGuire, and then I fucking have him, so I just plug him into the spot. But it was Francisco Alvarez for a while, but that made it kind of like sketchy because you never figure out who to play. This, I know I'm carrying three catchers, but I know that, I'm basically the Cubs catchers and Seattle's catcher, minus Mitch Garver. But he didn't play that much. I mean, Raleigh's got it locked down.
Garber's in Seattle. Yeah, that's right. Sanchez has been doing well for the Orioles with Rushman out. He's been like kicking at. He's doing better than Rushman did this year.
Rushman's probably been hurt the whole goddamn year. He's just been trying to fucking play through it, and you can't.
He's been mediocre for a full year now. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm not going to drop him, but
Kind of wonder if it's like a long nagging injury or some shit. Frankie, shut up, please.
maybe he's suffering from overrated itis.
Oh, Rushman? Yeah, he had some good years there. I mean, right off the bat.
He sucked
I just
his.
think, is his wife pregnant or something? Is he going on paternity leave? What's going on? Because sometimes you never know what's going on in the life of somebody that can affect them. And you know what? One thing I've noticed is guys that kind of suck for a little bit, you find out, oh, they just had a baby now. Just like fucking Christian Walker. Just found this out today. He's going on paternity leave. No wonder why he's been all fucked up all season. His wife's been fucking pregnant. He's getting ready to have another kid. And every time, I swear to God, watch for it. It's like when these
Lindor just had
professional
another
athletes
kid
have
this
kids,
spring.
man, they have really down years.
Lindor just had a kid this spring, and he's doing fine.
He had it in the spring.
Yeah,
How do you start the season off, though?
I guess it could have been over the winter, but it was got a baby girl, or a boy. I think he has a boy now. He had a girl, right? I don't know. I think he has two kids.
It's usually when there's a due date in the middle of the season. That's fucking crazy. But no, I've noticed it.
I don't know. It just sounds like excuses to me.
I
And
don't think it's so much excuse as it is just reality.
but there's plenty of guys that go on, paternity leave and doesn't affect anything. You know, Walker, who knows what was going on with him. I was jealous of that signing when the Astros got him for 3 years at 20, but hasn't turned out good so far.
Three? No, actually, it has because I mean, literally, he's under 7 million a year. 3 years at 20
No, no,
or 20 a year.
three for three.
Oh yeah, well,
But it was still a good signing, and he is coming around. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, as
well,
long as he's not going to fall off the age cliff, he's fine.
the last couple days have been great, but
He's only 34, maybe. He's not like he's ancient. He's your guy, right? Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna look him up on Baseball Reference here. Christian Walker. He is
What's the All-Star game?
34 years old and 101 days.
What'd you say, Paul?
What's the All-Star game? Is that next week?
A week
Yeah.
from tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
So that means the baseball drafts this weekend, I think.
Yeah, Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah. It's a little more interesting than it was 5, 10 years ago, because these guys are coming up. These guys are playing the next year.
Right.
Amazing.
They're getting paid a ton of money, so it's like right off the bat. So,
I guess if you get a college pitcher, good program, they can be ready pretty quick.
yeah, you're 20 some, 22 years old. That's
Basically, college is your minor leagues.
Yeah. So what'd you think about Rizzo and Dave Martinez being fired?
That was actually kind of shocking, seeing that I mean, they did win the championship, was it 6 seasons ago?
Yeah, 2019.
But, I mean, they dismantled that team. They got pieces in it. I just don't think the pieces have come to fruition yet, and I think the owner just got fucking, tired of waiting.
One of the writers, maybe it was Heyman on MLB Network. He had a
Here's dumb.
theory. He had a theory about it that he thought that they wanted to get rid of Dave Martinez because a couple weeks ago Martinez said this is on the players, it's not the coach's fault and all this stuff.
sorry.
And they wanted to get rid of Martinez, and Rizzo may have stepped in and gone if he goes, I go, and they got rid of both of them because I don't know if it made sense to get rid of Rizzo necessarily.
Yeah.
Even the worst signing that he made during his tenure was Strasburg, and there's a lot of rumor that it really wasn't his deal. That was the owner. The owner dealt directly with Boris, and he signed him for 7 years, 175, and he pitched a total of less than I think 15 innings.
So here's the thing: is our general manager is in the last year of their contract with the Cubs. Okay. So Jed Hoyer, he hasn't got a new contract. He hasn't got a new deal yet, but yeah, you put this fucking great team together. Rizzo is from Chicago. So if they don't get Hoyer back, I guarantee you they're gonna be knocking on that dude's door if he's not gone by then.
Yeah, I haven't heard that, but that makes sense. It's an important year for Hoyer. So that's good news for Cubs fans because I think he's going to be aggressive. The deadline, right? They got to bring in a pitcher.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or is his agent going to be fucking aggressively going after ownership about their interest in that fucking job? And are they going to fucking boot Hoyer and bring this fucking guy in because he may go do it for cheaper? That's the other thing you got to worry about.
But yeah, the Cubs look good. Their run differential is the best in the National League. I don't know. Could be the best in baseball. I'm not sure. But they're better. They're 50 runs better than the Dodgers, the Phillies.
The game last night.
Let's put it this way.
That was nuts.
If you're a Cubs player on your roster, you're getting points this year. because they're all doing it.
Yeah, except for maybe Horner, who's on the gags.
No, Horner's actually fucking he's good, but she's showing up more in the field than he is at the plate, but he's still fucking like scoring a lot of runs and he's knocking runs in and he's getting hits and here and there, you know. I don't know.
I have
Well, you
Seiya
want to trade him?
Suzuki's my only Cub player, so he
Yeah,
didn't make
he's
the All
great.
Star team. He's great. He's having a great year. He's
Fucking great.
consistent. He's my best offensive player, I think.
He's an
There you
all-star
go.
snub.
I
You
mean,
know, I
dude,
think
the
he's
whole
Totally
team is
snubbed.
like
I'm
that.
glad he was snubbed. He can rest. Get ready for the next.
he's leading the National League. He can't be leading baseball, but he's leading the National League in runs batted in. I know that's
Yeah, I think so.
an old time
Hold on.
stat, but it means he's doing something right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
bring some shit up here. I'm gonna go to players. I'm gonna bring up MLB teams, Cubs, all batters, current.
That Boyd signing was nice, huh? That was for what, less than
Dude.
15 million a year or something?
Yeah. All right. So check this out. Al Tucker 13 right now. Armstrong 15. Seiya Suzuki 24. Bush 57. Cap 84. Dansby Swanson 93. So right now you got six guys in the top 100. And then Nico Horner at second base, middle infielder at 115 is not bad. Carson Kelly 270 as a catcher is pretty
Yeah,
damn good.
that's more than I thought.
Yeah, and then you got Matt
Because
Shaw here who just
he
came. He
missed
was
time,
up and
right?
down, kind of on the scene late.
Who?
Matt Shaw. He got sent down for a little while, came back up, you know.
Kelly missed time too, right?
No, he didn't really miss time. He just went in a
Oh,
slump.
oh, I thought he was injured.
No, no, he was out there. Maybe they were playing Amaya a little bit more, and he wasn't in as many games. But yeah, man, I mean, you look at that shit right there, those fucking hitters. So about half the team is in the top 100. And then look at home runs here. Oh, come on. There we go. So you got seven guys so far this season in double-digit home runs.
They've got to be aggressive. I'm sure they will be in the next month
Yeah.
because I don't know who they have
As
to
it
trade,
stands
but
right now, Suzuki could hit 40 home runs this year. So could Pete Carl Armstrong.
What do they need? They
Bush
need
probably about 35 if he can hit another 17 or get hot.
so what do they need? Like a third baseman?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I mean, that and starting pitching.
Another starter?
Yeah,
yeah,
one more starter and probably a solid third baseman if they can get their hands on one. You know what? Eugenio Suarez, he's older.
Mhm.
If he's a rental, you're not going to have to give up top fucking a top prospect for him. So that's an option.
is this his
And then,
last
as
year?
far as pitching goes, I would love to see them go after maybe not so much what they're talking about, but Adrian Hauser from the White Sox.
Oh, that wouldn't take
You
much.
might be able to give up a better prospect to the White Sox for Adrian Hauser.
Yeah, that wouldn't take much to get him.
Yeah, but he's pitched 8 games this year and he's got a 1.6 ERA. Dude's slinging, you know. And then wasn't he coming back from Tommy John after the Brewers or some shit?
I'm not
I
sure
can't
where he
remember.
was. I picked him up one I don't know early on, pretty early on in the AL Roto. He wasn't even my first choice. I was disappointed to get him, and then it worked out okay. Yeah,
Huh.
but yeah, they've got what Ballesteros. They've got Kevin Alcantara, and what's the other outfielder they have? Casey.
Yeah, Owen Casey.
Is there anybody
Yeah.
else?
Triantos.
Oh yeah,
James Triantos.
a starter, a bullpen arm, upgrade at third. Those would work.
Well, I think they got their bullpen arm, to be honest with you. I think Jordan Wicks would be the perfect guy for that. They just brought him back up and stuff, but he's like, he was a starter. Like last year, they had to use him. And then he was back in AAA this year.
Who's their
and then they
lefty? Is
found
it a
room
lefty?
for him because they picked up a lot of they picked up a lot of people off the free agent wire this year as far as like bullpen.
Who's their lefty? They have a lefty?
Pomeranz,
Pomeranz.
but they also got if Javier Assad ever comes back, he'd be another lefty. I think he's a lefty.
I don't know. I don't.
Cubs got a ton of lefty pitching.
And Steele's done for the year, right? He's not coming back.
Steele's done for the year. Yep, he's got TJ, so he won't be back probably until like May of next year.
You follow the Sox, Paul, or the Cubs, or both?
Well, no, not the Cubs. Oh
He's a
no.
Sox fan.
Oh, White Sox fan.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I don't follow anybody this year. So
You know what's
The Sox
interesting? You
aren't
know,
terrible, you know.
AJ Brzezinski has his podcast with a couple of guys, and they were talking to Clint Frazier. And you remember when Clint Frazier was on a team, it was like just 2 years ago.
Oh, I thought you meant to bring on the Sox.
Well, he was on the Sox for a little bit, but basically he said, like, I've never been on a team like that. He said all the players did was just challenge authority. They're either going after the manager, which is Pedro Gafal's first year, or they're going after fucking Chris Getz or whatever. You know, it was all about bitching about that shit. I guess they were pissed off that maybe Kenny and Rick Hahn were gone. So that first year was just all like fuck everybody. So that's when they start shipping people out. That's when Tim Anderson got shipped out this year.
I think it was
last year.
last year.
Last year.
Yeah, he played
Last
for the
year, yeah.
Marlins.
Pedro Gafal's first season. So Tim Anderson gets shipped out. They start shipping these guys out one by one and then not re-signing and all that other shit. They're trying to get rid of that fucking culture that was created.
Did you see Andrew Vaughn hit a homer for the Brewers tonight?
Congratulations, Andrew Vaughn. Maybe you'll fucking care about baseball now.
Hoskins went on the IL, and I think it was his first at bat. He hit a homer.
I have no respect for that guy.
Well, there's probably a better chance he'll come around on a different team, you know. So the Brewers might get something there.
Yeah, now that he's been humbled. I mean, I don't know.
Should we look at the standings?
See him.
All right. Well, let's take a look. Bizzotti had Zach Wheeler, a 70-point
Yeah.
player of the week.
Yeah.
I've never seen 70 points in a week.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, he had two good games back to back, huh?
Right. Yeah. He only has one start this week, so
Can't do 70 unless he pitches like into extra innings or something.
yeah, it's just like 15 innings. Shut up, baseball.
But that was pretty amazing. And Bizzotti's in the models is predicted for third.
Third.
It's really close with the Cows.
Yeah.
Let's see where the real standings are. Bizzotti's only 2.5 back.
2.5 back. I lost the game.
Lost the game, but
I won 5-1 and lost the game. That's sucks.
Well, look at John. He went 0-6. He lost 6 games on first in 1 week.
I was happy to see that.
You can't really outdo that unless you had some make up a tie thing. I don't know, but no, I guess you couldn't, right? Making up a tie, you'd be 6-1. So, yeah, that's as bad as you can do.
Ooh, pardon me.
Daddy's went 5-1 also. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you had a good week too. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that one day, man. I tell you what, it was that Friday. My offense almost got me 100 points on its own. I had 11 home runs that day, 21
runs batted in, 61 total bases.
So I broke the record for a single day for runs scored and home runs, and I came 2 away. I got the season high this year for RBIs, but I was 2 away from all-time RBIs too.
For a single day.
going
For a
back to
single day, yeah, I had
2011.
11 home runs. It was ridiculous. Bush had three. It was that day the Cubs hit like eight in the game, and my guys had like six of them.
You had
So that
61,
helps.
61 total bases too. That's an all-time record too.
Yeah, that's another
Going
one. I
back to
forgot about that.
2011 anyway.
It was what a crazy, weird day that I will probably never see again. And then my pitching sucked.
So I finally separated catcher games from non-catcher games
Oh, okay, all right.
to
I
try to
didn't notice that.
improve the model a little bit. So, but yeah, as far as catcher games, you're the only guy you're one above
One above.
catchers, and your position players you're eight above. There's some guys like Play is 37 above.
I don't know how you get that many above in position player. That's just
Yeah, well,
Knockers give
31.
up on the catching aspect.
Weights 31 above on
all
non-catcher
these
games.
negative
Was it?
catchers. A lot of negative catching. That's a
Yeah, well, it's hard to do, right?
So,
well,
dude,
I don't know. Just gotta,
they're negative every year, dude. Yeah, catching is most everybody's negative every year. Hey, you're a rarity right now. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anybody
always
like positive this time of season.
Now,
was
when I have a
positive last
catcher,
year.
now when I have a catcher that's not starting, I just leave him in because I know I'm not going to finish over in catching games, so I just leave him in. But if you have a
Okay.
knack like I do for checking your roster during the first inning of games that have started, that's what I did Sunday. Will Smith wasn't playing, and Pedro
Right.
Baez
No, I'm really
was.
good about checking like before the first game start of the day. So
Yeah, and it's the first inning, and he's locked.
I'm always
It's like, that's
There's
great.
these Sunday crazy like 10 a.m. starts like Central Time. That's what throws me off sometimes. It's those.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Then
So
there's
many
an early
times
start on 4th of July in DC, which I should remember. That happens every year. So it's
I've screwed myself so many times by not checking soon enough or starting to work and shit, and then all of a sudden I didn't realize there was an 11 o'clock game and on like a fucking
oh,
Tuesday. It's like, what the
yeah.
fuck?
The thing is like I do check, especially on the weekend. I'll check like whenever I think about it. Think of it.
Yeah.
And that day, I think I got in the shower and I got out, and then I said, "Oh, I should check my." And it was like the first inning of that Dodgers game. It's like, "Oh, for God's sake!" Because I
Yeah.
also had Teoscar Hernandez didn't start. He was like injured. I could have moved. I think it was Newtbar up for him. I mean, it didn't end up affecting anything. I was actually kind of glad when I got the stand when I saw that it didn't really. Like, I was so far away from being 3-3 that it didn't affect anything. Like I don't know. I was what?
You didn't lose
Yeah, I didn't lose any games for it. But
any
still,
games. No
it's
one came in,
still
pinch hit, and struck out, and that's it.
yeah, it's still sucks when that happens. But it happens to all of us. I know.
I try to
Yeah.
avoid it, but
Let's look. Bizotti innings. You're 66 above.
66. Yeah, I got to pull that down back.
No, that's not a bad play. It's
I
better
don't
than
know.
being under.
I don't know how to weight is negative 63, and he's fucking all those points.
I think he was negative 86 a week ago. So
Yeah, I know he's.
he really made up some ground. So if he can do that 20 innings in a week, then maybe he really will finish with the max. If he does that, then he's going to be pretty tough to beat. He made up all those innings, and his ERA for the week was like 2.9.
Yeah,
He was third in the league just behind McBride. So I mean, if he can do that, then he would win, I think. So
what? No. 10? 10. Okay.
Yeah, so isn't he up on isn't he up on position?
yeah, he's 31 over on position player games. Just he's behind Kimmler 37.
See, that's gonna kind of average out a little bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still rather be over than under though. So but yeah, I
Right,
guess
right.
that's getting a little high, but I guess
Who's
where
leading
Paul
that?
is. Paul's eight above. That's not a bad place to be.
No.
So let's see
I have
the
10 guys
Bugatti.
on the IL right now. That's hit the maximum there.
Who do you have?
10 guys on the injured list.
Oh yeah, I think I
That's
only
it.
have like five now.
Yeah. I mean, half those guys are guys I picked up on waivers and I just happen to get hurt.
Right, yeah.
It's,
I'm not even doing. I used to like just try to keep it at 10 just in case. But now I'm not even doing it unless I come across that player. Like if he was
Oh,
healthy
right.
tomorrow, like I would actually use him. So
I
I'm glad
got four
about
guys
that.
right now, and three of them are pitchers.
Yeah. Let's check out the Bizzati bullpen. You're at 193 save hold points, and the average is 218, so a little bit below
Yeah.
average there.
Oh, net. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but that's
My
well, yeah.
dogs are.
I guess you're next to last in save hold points, but that's it's a pretty minor part of the game. But you're actually in the neighborhood of. I mean, the average is 218, so you're not far off that. Daddy's 211, so a little bit below. Daddy started off the year one of the better teams in save hold points, and now you're a little bit below average. But Bizzati hitting points per game, you're 2.91. That's uh, that's pretty good. You're in the top third or so.
Yeah.
And then pitching, non-safe hold pitching points per inning, you're 251. That's also in the top, you know, probably more than top third, right? Top two, second. Yeah, it looks like
A
you're
second.
second.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, weight's 2.81. He's in his own class. And he's been coming back to the pack a little bit, but he's still far above. Let's see. Bizzati. So on a rate basis, your OPS is only ninth in the league. So, but your diligence with your games is not helping your hitting points out.
Right.
And then ERA, you're second only to Weight. So
Yeah.
he has a 297, and you have a 361. So that's actually second, even though it's far from Weight. He's in his own stratosphere there. Yeah, 739 OPS. It's funny. Your hitting points are in the top quarter or so, whatever I said. Your OPS is a little bit below average, but OPS isn't everything. I mean,
Yeah.
runs and runs batted in, there's stolen bases. But then we look at the prediction model. The revamped pitching model has Cows 9 back and Bizzati 13 back. So I guess I'll look at this week just to make sure I didn't screw something up when I added that feature in. But as far as I know, it's correct.
13. Okay.
So, well, if Weight, this does assume that he'll stay with that underage that he's at in innings. But if he did
Right.
make that up like he did this week, he would actually potentially outdo what the model was saying. So he is looking good.
Yeah.
Daddy's seventh, Gag's ninth, and our rookie Rudy is predicted coming last. We'll see. McBride's never coming last.
They never come in last. Ah, come on. Let's get
29 seasons or whatever. They have the most seasons. But it's going to be a tight race. They're predicted to just finish a couple of games above Rudy. So we'll see what happens with that. But it should be a good race, and I think it's kind of nice. I mean, we did see that Satch is like, I think he's up to fourth now, third or fourth, right? Yeah, fourth.
Yeah, he's working his way back up, man. Can't hold him down.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's
a
got a
ton of
lot
it.
of innings over, but
Yeah, he has the highest, right? He has like 80 some,
yeah, he's
85.
I wondered like if there was a way to just be way over in games, way over in innings, and then just take an 0-6 that last week. If that actually makes more sense than spacing it out, I'm not sure. I mean, I can get over in innings, that's for sure.
And
But
think about it, really. How much? What's the worst you're gonna lose? Like, I mean, well, 6 games, of course, but I mean, the chances you lose 6 games are a lot less
like I
than
could
three
definitely,
games.
I could have 10 starting pitchers the whole year and be way over in innings, but then I wouldn't be over in the hitting points. And then any hitting points I got that last week would just be 200 wasted points or 175 wasted points or something, So I don't know.
Let's think. At the end of the year, you don't know who else is going to be in the same boat as you. So you
Yeah,
might be going against five other guys that are in the same fucking situation. And it just really depends on your hitters against theirs.
I think it could be the best thing to do is maybe not to be at zero in that innings overage, but like maybe to be in the middle of the pack anyway. Like in a 13 team league, like be around seventh. And that's where I think the Gags are like sixth. That was just a more coincidence than anything other. I'm not trying to be seventh in the innings, but
Allowing yourself the flexibility of being able to pick up a couple starters just to get an extra few points where you might need them is always a good thing.
yeah.
But whether or not those starters fuck you over in the end, I mean, they could get in there and fucking within two fucking outs, let up 11 runs, and then get pulled. Then what? I mean, shit.
Well, Phil has said, and of course, I think anybody would listen to him because he's done so great in the league. But he feels like that teams don't have enough of a sense of urgency toward the end of a win loss period. Like you should just do all you can to like get those wins while they're in hand. Whereas I don't do that. I just if I don't have anybody going on Sunday, I don't have anybody going on Sunday. I don't do it like that. But I guess
Well,
if you're Phil, I think that you probably would be better off listening to Phil. So
true, but I mean, I pull starters. I don't start certain guys based on matchups. So I
Oh
know
goddamn, man! There's
that's
only
tough.
so many
I won
innings.
the other day, and it bit me because the guy ended up getting like 20 some points. So I
yeah.
can't
That's
remember
why
who it
you
was.
just live and die by it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to just plan a guy's ass if he's like, okay, got you 4 points 2 weeks ago, and then he got you -3 last week.
Well, I
And
picked
maybe
up.
you want to plan his ass, but if you got a guy that's potential like 29, 30
I saw
points,
Aaron Bummer was getting the start the other day for Atlanta, so I picked him up, thinking he'd go 2 innings, get me like quick, just 7, 8 points, and no, he got -5. I think like,
Oh,
he
you're like,
pitched an
fucker.
inning and a third.
it was a bummer.
Yeah, really. So,
Random day yesterday, it was like all my relievers went, they're all closers, but they were all in no save situations just to get some fucking time out there
Yeah, get
because
some work
they
in.
haven't been they haven't pitched in 3 days. So one guy got 1 point, the other guy got 2 points, and the third guy got 3 points. I'm like, woo!
Watch this Sunday. Your closer. If he's not going to the All Star game, they're going to pitch him even if they're up 8-3. Like just to because he's not going to pitch again until at least Fridays.
right.
Probably get
Yeah,
a few of those on Sunday.
that's good to know. That's a good fucking thought.
What I do with pitchers is whenever they're on my roster, I just start them with every single start. I don't like
Yeah,
sit.
me
Yeah,
too.
I don't.
So I try to what I try to do is I try to get my overage to such a point where I can get rid of a starting pitcher and then put in an SPRP. Because
No,
those guys get what 4 or 5 points an inning, whereas a
you
starter
know who
gets
I get?
two, two and a
I
half.
see getting stung a lot by like being selective over who he starts. I see John Kimmler get like
Yeah,
Yeah, I know John does that. And I guess
he's leaving a
Wade must
lot of
do that
points on the
too.
pitching bench, man. I mean, I see that a lot with him.
But both those guys are doing well ERA wise. So I mean, I know,
Absolutely.
yeah, it makes sense to do it. But I'm just after the SPRP thing. I'm trying to get to where I have as many of those guys on my team and still reach the innings pitched max at the end of the year. That's what I'm trying to do. But along the way, you put some bums in there, and then you're just better off with an SPRP anyway. Even being under, I guess. But Lorenzen is my number 9 rated starting pitcher right now. I have 9 starting pitchers, and he pitched a great game on Sunday. And really, even I know he's not really very good. You know,
That guy's a fucking weirdo.
you know,
He can't figure him out.
his K
He'll
minus
pitch it like he'll
BB.
pitch lights out for like fucking 6 games in a row and then be dog shit for 6 games.
We're back.
Go back to pitching lights out.
I have some food ready for me. 1 second.
Okay. I told you it was going to get dark there. Look at it. It's getting dark. I can predict the future, just not in baseball.
He must have a candle there. It's creating facial light.
He went to get his citronella. Oh,
How many Boda boxes you go through a week?
I go through like 2 a night.
2 a night?
No, I'm just kidding. I think
Jesus
it
Christ,
takes
that's
me.
like fucking 6 fucking bottles of wine.
It's 4. No,
Is it really?
4 in a box. I used to go through. It would take me 5 days at least before COVID because I actually looked, and now I think I'm definitely 4, and maybe even getting shading toward 3. So
3 boxes?
3 days for a box.
Okay, 3 days per box.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not judging.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it was 5, and I thought I was comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm thinking it's 3.
Those things out your way. Nice and warm, cool,
Uh,
rainy.
we were warmer today than you guys were, I guess.
Well, fucking warm were you?
When I checked and it was 74 in Chicago, it was 81 here. So
Uh, it was a nice day. I mean, this was beautiful today.
Yeah, compared to the last week, it was so hot.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so check this out. This whole week is supposed to be mild like that. So I'm fucking loving that shit. It's like the last couple of weeks to work in that shit, to get in and out of the car, walk around
Yeah.
downtown, walking into counts. Fucking just like can't even breathe. It's so fucking muggy and hot.
it doesn't happen too often, but sometimes the hottest day of the year is in June. Usually it's July or August, but sometimes it's June. And maybe it'll, at least here, it might have already happened because we hit, I don't know, well into the 90s.
So June and August are kind of like the hotter, humider months, and July gets dry. But I feel like here it's gotten dry. Like we haven't gotten much rain the last 3 weeks at all. I mean, it's been pretty bone dry around here.
I remember that summer of '88, my first summer in Illinois.
Yeah.
It was so ridiculously hot. There was like 6 days above 100. Keep in mind, it was my first experience in Illinois, and it was like,
That was a
holy
huge
shit.
drought that year.
Yeah, huge drought, and it was dry and hot. And then they had the first night game at Wrigley, and just
that was
it's just like violent storms. It was,
Yeah.
like God didn't want there to be night baseball at Wrigley.
Are you eating dumplings?
Yeah. Shrimp dumplings.
Nice.
Hey, you got some
Beta
fire.
man.
You got some
So
fire.
we used to have those in Korea when I was stationed in Korea. One of the street food that they served there was called yaki mandu, and basically what it was is one of those dumplings that was deep fried. And most of the time it was pork,
Yeah.
pork dumpling or whatever. But they deep fried them, and they gave you like a dozen for like fucking $1.50. It was like ridiculous. And then she'd spray a little soy sauce in the bag for you, and you just pull these fucking things out and eat them like potato chips on the way home.
Yeah.
They were fucking great. And that also was the first place. The lady we used to get those from, she called herself Miss Lee McDonald, and she would make these double cheeseburgers with a fried egg on top.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I ever seen anybody put a fried egg on a
Right.
cheeseburger.
Yeah. No,
So this
that's
was
everywhere
back in
nowadays.
this is literally back in '89 in Korea.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard somebody put a fried egg on a cheeseburger back in '89?
Never.
That shit did not happen. But we brought the GIs brought the idea back with them.
Never.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
She
sure
could be
is.
responsible for all the eggs on our cheeseburgers.
I don't think I've ever had one like that.
Oh, dude.
I've had an egg on a
Fried egg on
cheeseburger.
a cheeseburger? Fuck.
I don't think so.
It's delicious.
Ridiculous.
Bacon and fried egg.
No, she wouldn't do the bacon part, but I mean, I like what you're fucking throwing down there. I'm down with it. I'd throw bacon on there too. Hell, I'd even like make it a burger, just a single cheeseburger. All right. Put a hash brown underneath the patty, then put the
Yeah.
fried egg, cheese, bacon, whatever sauce you want on it, and then fucking down the hatch. It'd be
Did you
like the
show
breakfast burger they're doing now, but it's like a burger. Like it's instead of sausage, it's a regular hamburger.
did you show Miss Lee McDonald your double pizza idea?
My what?
Your double pizza idea? What's better than one pizza?
Double.
Two.
Yeah, yeah. Pizza's just good. I actually made one today.
Jeff does a double frozen pizza thing.
Oh,
What's
I
that,
tried
Jeff?
that one time. No, you know who told me that? It was Doug at the bar. He's like, "Oh, what you got to do is you got to put two jacks together. You got to put one on
Two
top of the
jacks.
other." Yeah, you
God,
do them. You like part break them for like 5, 6 minutes, and then you throw one on top of the other, and then you throw them
ah,
back in and let them
okay.
like double up.
Yeah.
And I gotta hand it to you, it was better than just a regular Jack's fucking pizza. So it worked.
I remember I asked Jason if he ever, the chef, I asked him if he ever just goes home and has a frozen pizza. I was sort of kidding. And he said, like, what are you talking about? All the time. He's like, the last thing I want to do when I get home is cook.
Right.
I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that, yeah, I guess you're right.
It's true. I bet it's true.
Yeah. And not always can you take food home from the
Have you,
restaurant.
Jeff? Have you seen Jason at all? The last
Vandergraft?
5 years?
No, he lives in Peoria. He lives down
Oh, he
there.
moved. Oh,
His
I didn't
mom
realize he
passed
moved.
away and left him a house and stuff, and he moved
Oh,
back down there.
all right.
Is he doing
I
a
have no idea.
restaurant down there?
Huh?
Is he at a restaurant down there? Or?
I don't know what he's doing down there. You know who'd know though is Remy probably. I think she's still in contact with him. So ask her. She'd probably know.
No.
Brandon, maybe?
I enjoyed Jason a lot. He was a great guy.
Jason's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hugging Otters. That was his
Oh, yeah,
team.
that's right.
They're in the Yahoo record book for something. I saw the name.
I know. That was like when I was looking at that record book when I hit that like the 11 home runs. I'm like, I wonder if
What was
that's
his
fucking like I wonder where that qualifies. And then I look in that record book and I see all the old names. I'm just like, oh my God.
I look at the old fantasy football names, like the no hair down there. That was Jason. That was Vandergraft.
Jason. No hair down there.
Andrews was a go deep.
Yeah.
Also sexual innuendos.
No hair down there.
I heard Ruffalo quit.
Yeah, he did.
Uh,
Well, his problem was he came into the chat room right away as this like just fucking butterflies and rainbows and shit, and those guys tore him apart for it. Never let him live it down. So as soon as it got, it turned into him like just being just like fucking ripped on.
That's who Lance is replacing?
Yeah. Chris is one of my sales reps.
yeah.
And he really came in like like an innocent little fucking deer looking into headlights and got ran over.
Did I meet him at that? What was it called? The thing on Friday?
To be fair though, the shit they were saying to that guy was fucking. It was just appalling.
Right.
I was just like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Was he only in
They
1
just
year?
kept rolling. It was all a joke to
1 year.
everybody. But I think Chris was like, Chris actually asked me, he's like, what the fuck is up with Connor, man?
From Connor.
Like, I was starting to think he was like really like for real about it, you know?
We had a league that Paul was in. I think it was the Lazy Man.
Right. Oh yeah. The lazy man.
All you
league.
picked was an offense and a defense. You didn't pick individual
Forgot
players.
about
And colleague Brian colleague took
Yeah,
on this.
Brian.
He had this I don't know what you'd call it, alter ego, Iron Sheik. He was the Iron Sheik, and he was like really obnoxious, especially with Paul. It seemed
He
like.
picked me as his enemy.
And so like Paul like said to me, he's like, "What's up with this? What the fuck's up with this Brian guy?" And I said, "I don't know. I mean, I know he's just kidding,
I
but
don't, yeah,
it's
don't
it's
know
pretty
very
like
well, Brian.
relentless. Like usually, like you maybe you go at most like two things, and then you go like, "Hey, I'm just shitting you," but he never broke, and
Oh, he was
No,
just
no,
WWEing the fuck out of
it
that
was,
shit.
yeah.
he was
And
like
then I ran into him at Lemmings, I think, and I was like, and then,
he was like
What did
Andy
he
Kaufman
say?
or something, right?
no, yeah, that, and then, I don't remember. It was so long ago. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
I see Brian all the time. He lives about a block, 2 blocks from me. So,
Oh, you see him? Yeah.
yeah, he lives around the Ukrainian village here.
Well, his his identity's been uncovered. It's Brian Colling, the Iron Sheik, the asshole behind the text.
There's a chance I saved some of those emails, so I'll look back. Those are like
Yeah.
10,
God.
12 years ago or something.
That's funny. White Sox are losing by 4. Blue Jays 8. White Sox 4.
Uh,
Bottom of the eighth.
How are
God
the
damn.
Blue Jays in first in the AL East? Who had
yeah, I
that?
saw that.
Well,
Yeah, how many in a row did the Yankees lose? They won yesterday?
They did. Yeah, they beat the Mets yesterday.
All right.
They
they
almost got
really
swept in
think
that
that hitting
series.
is going to get them to the fucking promised land, and it's going to take some pitching. I know they got Max Fried and shit, but
I just
the
love seeing
rest of
them
their fucking
lose.
staff is a mess.
I will
They could
always
use
hate the Yankees my entire life. I mean, so
they could use a third baseman too.
want them to
Yeah.
lose.
Mets have been
Who?
playing pretty well lately, huh?
Who?
Mets?
No, not really. I mean,
No?
they took two out of three against the Yankees over the weekend. They had one starting pitcher go that series. The other two, they had a guy from the minors, and I think they had a bullpen game, and they almost beat Freed on Sunday. I mean, I remember saying before the series, I was like, "Well, they better win Saturday because the other two aren't looking good," and they almost swept them. But Bellinger made a really nice play in left. He doubled up the runner at first. He made a
I saw that.
Yeah, he barely caught that ball, and then he doubled the guy off first. And
Yeah,
I
like a
forgot who it was.
shoestring catch, or
It might have been Soto. He doubled off, but whoever it was
I,
didn't slide into first.
I think it was.
What's
Well,
wrong
he
with these
probably wasn't getting
guys?
the right fucking signals from the fucking coach.
Just slide. Just run hard to first until you know it's a homer. Can't you do these simple fucking things? I don't get it.
Thing is, sometimes when you slide, you break a finger. And then when you break a finger, you can't bat.
No, slide with your feet. Slide with your cleats. Yeah, I wonder what the old time players would think when they saw the guy get to first and he puts on this oven mitt. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" Oh, it's for
I think
sliding.
he'd probably still be shitting his pants on how fast the fucking guy was. I don't think he'd be thinking anything like that. He'd be like, holy fucking shit, look at that guy. He looks like fucking, now all these like players are really fucking fit. Back in the day, those
Third
guys were a
horse.
bunch of fucking just
Yeah.
regular dudes. There was no athleticism.
Well, that's
They
why
could
like
just hit
Branch
the stick
Rickey.
better. They could hit the rock better.
That's why Branch Rickey started spring training because those guys needed a month and a half to get ready. They when the season was over, they were just like drinking beer and not doing a thing.
Mhm.
Hibernating.
Oh,
Now we know spring training could probably be as little as 3 weeks, definitely a month, and they would be fine. I mean, I don't mind a long spring training, but as a player, I'm sure that they're, hey man, it's been a month, let's get going. Plus, I think spring training is the only time when those guys actually have to get up early on a consistent basis. They have so many night games. So it's got to be a little weird for them. They're down in Florida, waking up at 6, 7 in the morning, like normal people.
something here.
See, I told you, Paul, it's dark there now, right?
Yeah.
I told you it was coming.
Well, once again,
I
every day it seems like it's dark
predicted
here.
the future. So the sun's setting earlier and earlier now.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Since
yeah, after you get past June 21st, it's going to shave
rising.
minutes off every day.
Rises are later and later too in the morning. Cause I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30.
actually the latest
I
sunset
can't
is
see getting
around
up that early
the
now.
latest sunset's around June 28th, and the earliest sunrise is around June 15th. It's off a little bit because the slightly
Right.
elliptical orbit of the Earth. So it actually spins on its axis faster during certain times of the year, and it's closest to the it's closest. The Earth is closest to the sun around January 4th, and then around this time of year, it's the farthest away. So it slows down a little bit on its axis. But our time is rigid. It's 24 hours, 24 hours. Even though the actual time it takes the Earth to rotate can vary by 10 seconds or whatever,
Really. Yeah.
depending on the time of year. But anyway, so yeah, June 28th was probably around there was about the latest sunset.
June 28th. Really.
Yeah, June 15th, earliest sunrise, and June
Hey,
24th, longest day.
I got a guy.
Is he a meteorologist?
No, he's not a meteorologist, but I'm going to give you a couple clues up front.
Tom Skilling.
No.
Okay.
It's not a meteorologist.
Oh,
He's
that's
a
right.
six-time All-Star. He's been to the World Series one time. Okay. Uh he has been with one, two, three, four teams in his career, bouncing around a little bit towards the last 4 years of his career.
He's a retired guy.
And he is retired. And he played from 1999 to 2013. Now is your time to ask your questions. I gave you a lot of hints.
Yeah. He's a hitter?
Yes, that's one. Paul?
Played for the National League.
Uh, yes. Most of his career, all but 2 years in the National League.
Uh, Infielder?
I'm going to give it to you like this, a little bit of both.
A six-time All-Star. With a
Six-time
relatively
All-Star.
with not an extremely long career.
99 through 2013.
You're a middle infielder.
No. That's your fourth question.
So he's a corner infielder, corner outfielder. Because I doubt he would do corner and then play center. So he's a corner guy. And you said it was like pretty split between infield and outfield, or was he primarily one or the other?
It's a split. I mean, I don't know. Let me see here. Look at some fielding shit if I can find it. More outfielder when he was younger, and then he kind of moved to first base after that.
Okay.
But he played majority outfield, to be honest with you.
You want to go, Paul? I guess that's sort of a question, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna. I have to think about the more important things than this. Chad, I guess work tomorrow. I got
Oh, come on. Just
to
ask a
rack my brain
question.
thinking about.
Hey, you think I
No
saw
idea.
a firefly back there?
Yeah, there's
Yep.
plenty of fireflies down here. So,
You call them fireflies, right? Not lightning bugs?
well, lightning bugs. Call
Okay.
them lightning bugs, actually.
So this guy had a career OPS of 943.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
This guy was good.
He had a career WAR of 52.
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
He is not in the Hall of Fame, but he should be, I think.
He's about as good as you can get without being in.
Yeah. You know, he's not part of the 3,000 hit club. He's not part of the 500 home run club. But I'll be damned if he wasn't great in his time.
National League, primarily.
Yes. But there was a team that transferred leagues, isn't it? And I'm giving you big clues. Maybe National
Milwaukee.
back in those days.
The Brewers and the Astros changed leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Brewers changed way before the Astros. The Astros are the ones that went to the American League recently.
Pat
Okay.
Listash.
Brewer?
It was a Brewer. Right? It's a
Yeah,
little bit
that's true.
before that time. I don't think he played until that was like early '90s.
Lance Bregman?
Lance Berkman.
What?
You said Lance Bregman or Lance Berkman?
Berkman? I guess I said Bregman. Yeah, Alex
Yeah,
Bregman.
you did say Bregman. No, it is Lance Berkman. Can you imagine? Look at the numbers on this fucking guy. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. This is crazy. So look at the career right here. He had 6,400, almost 6,500 at bats, but almost 2,000 fucking hits, 366 home runs, career batting average of 293, over 1,000 runs, 1,200 RBIs, 86 stolen bases. I mean, Jesus. But on base percentage, career on base percentage, 406.
Nice.
That's sick. Slugging percentage for a career was 537. He was a home run and double machine, but he never really led a whole lot. I mean, he led doubles twice and RBIs 1 year, and that was pretty much all he's ever led. You know, he was kind of overshadowed by other people. But look at his OPS. In 2001, he had over one. 2004, over one. 2006, over one. I mean, this is like Mike Judge, or not Mike Judge, Aaron Judge fucking type shit, you know? I mean,
You've
he's
got
a
the
great
Mike Judge.
player.
You've got the Mike Judge, Aaron Judge thing, and I've got the Lance Bregman.
It's like Lance Berkman thing, yeah. But isn't it something? I mean, he kind of went by the wayside without you thinking too much about it. You know, it was just very underrated. And even when he was 35 here, look what he did with fucking St. Louis. Put up 31 home runs. I think he got fucking hurt. He got hurt the next year, and that was it. You know, I mean, it was fucking tried to come back, but
Yeah, he was damn good. If he had longevity, he'd be in the Hall.
I literally give him 3 more fucking years.
Yeah.
You give him 3 or 4. I mean, he came up at 23, but didn't play that much, but 24 on. Hell of a player. Anywho, all right. That's my I got a guy.
Well, let that be a lesson to your people that are signing Vlad to at least whatever age.
Right.
But I will say Vlad has lost weight. 'Cause I predicted he was going to end up like Prince Fielder, but if he loses weight, maybe he'll stay healthy. Maybe he won't have a knee injury. And I'm just trying to jinx him, but
What do you got against the people of Toronto?
nothing, nothing. I know. I think Chad's got him, so I always root against Chad. So.
Why would you got to root against
I'm
Chad?
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Who wants to root against Chad?
I just like to take unpopular stances.
Yeah.
Like I really hope Phil and Chris zoom past Paul and John and Mike can finish one.
No wins again.
No, you have
Me
a
too.
duty. You have a duty to the league, Paul. You've got to stand your ground, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean,
You're
gonna
having a
take a lot
good
of.
you're having a good time out in the sun. You're on your raft, and you this week maybe you spotted a dorsal fin out 100 yards away, but you just stand your ground, all right?
Yeah,
That's a
I'm gonna try
tough
to pull back on some of the innings, and
that's a tough plastic inflatable raft that you're on. So
yeah,
don't worry about the shark.
no, it's. I've never been in this situation before in any fantasy baseball league I've been in. So
Well, let's see what everybody's doing right now.
Two-time football champion the past 3 years.
Paul,
yep,
Paul's got 42 points so far today.
yeah,
Lou,
I've
you've got 12,
various pitching. Yeah,
and I've got 39, but I think I've got well, let's see with Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen's got me 3 points. He just started his game, so I'm worried about him. He hasn't been very good lately.
Didn't you see Gallon when he was on the Mud Honeys?
Yeah, I'll go through that story again. I'm almost sorry I fucking found him. No, he actually had some good years. It's just he's having a fucking terrible year this year.
yeah.
I'm hoping second half of the season he might fucking tighten up his shit.
I don't know if it's just coincidence, but right around the time that I kind of thought that maybe Brent Strom was among the best pitching coaches in baseball, they got rid of him. And I don't think they're better off for it.
Arizona?
Could just be coincidence, but Fott and Gallon,
Did
they're
they fire the guy this year?
no, it was before last season, I think. I think it was before last season. I thought he was good. I saw him
Gallen hasn't
like
been
an
with him that
interview with
long.
him. Was that?
Gallen hasn't been with them that long. It's only a couple years.
Yeah.
He was with the Miami Marlins and St. Louis before that.
Oh, he was with Strom though.
Yeah, probably for about a year, I would imagine. All right.
Well, Paul, you got anything you want to share with us? Any deep
Uh,
dark secrets?
no deep
Besides a really
secrets.
dark background.
Nighttime.
You look like
you
look
here.
like
Like light there, but it's bad
Woo.
background lighting.
Can
you
you
look
do
like
the
No,
Batman
flashlight
yeah,
thing?
coming out of
I'm
the
about to go to
fucking
bed, so
shadows.
I'm gonna sign off soon here. I gotta take some melatonin and fall asleep. I get up 4
Before you
o'clock.
go, can you do the flashlight trick where you hold it under your face and make it look scary?
Yes, do that. Not really a flashlight. It's more of a banker's light or something.
Yeah.
Changes different.
You got your citronella burning out there?
No, you don't need it.
No?
Not in Chicago,
Hasn't
no.
rained.
The exhaust fucking kills them.
No, that's
Yeah.
probably true. That's probably true.
Yeah, I've been following mosquitoes yet this year. It's great.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a whole lot of rain though. That's the thing. It's like if
That's
you don't have
why.
to
Yeah,
sit in the water, you can't you don't
right.
see those things breed.
Like my Doc Ellis T-shirt.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that before.
Got a
Yeah,
little hit of acid on his tongue.
he's taking acid. I was like,
It might
You're
have been
gonna hold that
before.
to the draft next year.
It might have been before you were in the league, but Bake McBrides were once called Doc Ellis and the Pinch Hitters. Was that before your time?
yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Capital Knockers was the Scarlet Fire. I don't know if you remember.
Fire, right? I remember that. I don't remember that, but I saw the records.
Gambler
Scarlet
Spear.
Fire?
Gambler Spear was Rudyard Kipling. I remember that.
I remember that.
awesome.
That's why in that spreadsheet with the historical records, I just put the person's first name because
Yeah.
I don't want to do a bunch of slash this,
Yeah, I gotta.
that, like.
Yeah, I've considered changing my team name, but no, I don't change my team names for any of my fantasy teams. I just
Do you remember
stick with it.
do you remember Jeff's two other team names that he's had?
Uh, God, what did Jeff even remember that?
Well, I don't. I think I can't remember. But
Lou
I
probably
just wanted
remembers
to switch things up because I was having such terrible luck. I was like, "Fuck this shit."
Well, you were the salary cap Ansons,
it. Salary cap.
That's right.
That was a good one. Yeah.
and you were the rusty backstobbers.
Yeah, I like the salary cap Ansons though. I think that's a great name. So if I ever get tired of my baby's daddies, I will go back to the salary cap
I
Ansons.
think you were my
Matter of
baby's
fact, it
daddy's.
sounds like a good name for a band, the salary cap Ansons.
You were my baby's daddies originally, and then you changed to those two, and then you went back to the dads.
Yeah, because it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, you consulted your
Still
marketing
sucks.
department, and they wanted to go back to
Marketing
MBD.
department didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. So yeah, but I do like that name, salary cap Ansons. I'll have to fucking if I ever switch back or make a permanent change.
Do you remember the marketing fantasy I had for Bizzati? There was one year I
No.
put out like a bunch of like a little paragraph of marketing campaigns for each of the teams, and the Bizzati. There was a fanzine, independent fanzine called the Bizzati Buzz, and it became very popular. And so much so that the team got wind of it, and they actually named their bar they have in the mezzanine section the Beehive. So, and it led to a lot of giveaways, things like that, bee themed giveaways. So,
Which is not the intent, but yeah, whatever. Because my team in the other fantasy baseball league is the Buzz Sluts. So
oh,
The
see,
Buzz Sluts instead of
the
the
Buzz
Buzz
Sluts,
Cocks.
the Buzz Sluts, which was the name of my intramural indoor soccer teams in college that I captained for 3 or 4 years.
The
The
Buzz
Buzz Slut,
Sluts. Who
Buzz
come up with
Sluts.
that name?
Some woman I knew in college called me that one time because I was like to get high
You
and
just
drink
want
a
to get
lot.
high, so you're a Buzz
You're just
Slut.
a Buzz Slut. It's a great name for a intramural sports team. And I got her to be on the team too. She was our goalkeeper in floor hockey.
That's fucking great.
I
Yeah,
love floor hockey. God, I haven't played that since
yeah.
school age.
I
love
played
that
like
game.
floor hockey like 6, 7 years ago with
Yeah, we
Chris
used to
and
play all the
fucking
time.
Matt. Oh,
I
you
played
came
with you too.
over too, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
fun.
was fun.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Good
Take
luck
care.
the
Have
Good
rest
a
of the
luck
way,
great
with
night.
Paul.
I'll see you soon.
See you. See you soon, Jeff.
Good luck the
See
rest
you.
of the way.
Bye,
Good
Luke.
luck in football.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye.
All right, see ya. Yeah, he was not listening, or he refused to listen and answer another question. So he get the fuck out. He was getting the fuck out of you. I don't blame him. He's got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's gonna fucking get to sleep.
It's actually nice when Paul's on because I can convert this recording a lot faster, and
Yeah. It's not as long. Oh, it's all good though. He's keeping us honest. We'll talk for fucking days. All you other guys out there, remember that. You don't want to do this too long. Just cut us off and take off. It'll work.
so we're going to be off next week. We'll be on again in 2 weeks.
When next week we're not. We're not. What's next week?
It's a whole hoopla, the Derby, and
Oh, you got to go.
yeah, and so we're going to have Sean on the 21st. That's the plan.
Okay.
Post draft stuff, and then probably Phil on the 28th.
All right.
So
You.
that'll close out July, and then we're inching toward football season.
I know.
I'm starting to really think about it. I didn't do it, but I've been eyeballing the fantasy football magazines. I wouldn't do it. Like I won't. The only reason I didn't get them is because they're expensive. They're like $13.
Oh,
$15.
wait till like when a preseason actually starts before you start getting into that shit because who knows, man? Some dude can fucking break his ankle riding a bike. It's just like
But
it's
I don't
it's
do it.
just a waste of time to get too fucking fetched into it.
I would just buy one out of enjoyment. It wouldn't affect
Yeah.
how I draft or anything like that. It would just be, if Street and Smith still put theirs out, I haven't seen it, and I don't know. They might have fallen by the wayside. I would get them. I'm loyal to that brand. That's the first fantasy baseball magazine I bought was the Street and Smiths. Well, back it was the Sporting News, but the same format became the Street and Smiths guide. But anyways, that's the only one that I'm like, oh, I got to have this one. It's like nostalgia.
You know what though, with all the fucking publications and everything like that, man, I mean, I find myself picking as opposed to what the stats I see on fucking Yahoo from the year before, you know? And thinking about, okay, so if this guy's not on the same team, who's he with now? What's his fucking situation? The more important thing is to kind of read the fucking like reports of what's going on in training camp more than like the individual shit, because I mean, people are going to get playing time depending on what happens. So, I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes into it, but
I definitely pay attention to the depth charts. I'm doing my own
yeah,
projections now, but they're finally based on the depth charts. So I use
those can change in a heartbeat too.
FF Toolbox. I use their depth charts. Fantasy Football Toolbox. I think it's just fftoolbox.com. That's the one I use.
I gotta grab a beverage. I'll be right back.
And I'll just continue talking to myself. This is your moment of Zen. Close your eyes and imagine yourself on a boat, on a river, with tangerine trees and marmalade skies.
Doing some Beatles.
Is it Beatles? Oh, that was off the top of my head.
Who's seen this guy with diamonds?
Hey, did you do your draft where you picked the stuff out of the hat yet?
No, I have not. It's one of those things, it will just happen. It will probably happen sometime in August on a Sunday when I've got like, by random, we'll just be at the bar and there'll be five fucking teams there. Five teams is good enough. As long as you got that many witnesses as to what happens, I think the rest of the league can fucking deal with it.
You should announce it, make a night of it.
Well, I can I could say something like that ahead of time and see if people want to come out, but
How
I think
many
Connor's going to be missing for a little while. He's getting married next on Friday, actually. And
how many are Lemmings regulars?
well, Brandon's in it, Tim's in it, Will, Mike Lansu now, Patrick, fucking Paul. Fuck else, man. I mean, Jackson, Vit is one of Jackson's partners.
That's 8.
There's four more.
I think
I
including
just
you. I might have included you already.
include me, and then there's fuck. Now I gotta look.
Patrick's the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
You said Chris was the guy that was in the league last year, and he's gone.
Yes.
Now, did I meet him when we went to that event on Friday? What was it called?
Yeah. 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 He was a guy with kind of like beard, dark hair.
What was that
He's a
called? What
bigger
was that?
dude.
What
At
was that?
Paterno's.
What was that?
We were at Paterno's.
Yeah, but
Paterno's.
what was that thing called that you did?
I was just like we were making good on a promise.
I thought you gave it a formal name.
Spend.
A what? Oh, spend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, that makes it cool right there. Just,
Okay.
industry term.
So it's me, Connor, Patrick, Jackson, Brandon, Tim, Mike Lansunel, Paul, Vitus, JJ, Will, and Matt McGuire.
Oh, Matt McGuire. All right.
So it's 12 teams.
You don't have any humiliating things for the last place team?
What's that?
You don't have any like humiliating things that the last place team has to do? Like, did you ever read about these? Like you have to go to the draft next year wearing a dress, or one guy had to sit at like Waffle House for 24 hours or something like that, or McDonald's, or
Oh, we haven't done anything like that. I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's just, if you do, if yeah, you want to humiliate. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when guys uh go on bachelor parties in Galway, Ireland. Because what happens with that is the guys that are standing up with the groom get to dress him up any which way they want and parade him through town and go get beers. And literally, one dude walking through the fucking park was dressed like Wonder Woman. And then there was another dude who was walking by. He looked like the Gimp from fucking Pulp Fiction. And these two old guys are sitting on his bench, and these guys are walking by, and his fucking friends behind him are smiling like ear to ear, like ah ha ha. And he's just like strolling through. And these two old dudes on a fucking park bench goes, "Oh, you guys are a kinky crew, aren't you?" And I just started laughing. They started laughing. It was just fucking funny. It was funny. But Galway was a fucking fun little place, man. I mean, it's very bohemian, there's a lot of arts there. They've got this like really side going on there that's really cool.
You're half Irish?
Yeah,
Irish and
50%.
Polish, huh?
Yeah.
I'll take a wild stab that your dad was Polish.
Yeah. And he took a wild stab and now I'm here.
I'm Polish French. We're just French Irish apart.
Nice. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like around here, it's like Irish. There's a lot of Irish Italian, Irish Polish. Basically, if you're a Catholic, nobody gave a shit. It's like there's Irish Mexican, Italian Mexican, it's yeah. If you're basically, what matter was if you're Catholic or not. There's all kinds of mixes.
I think my parents met. It might have been like a Catholic thing. My dad moved to Hartford for his first job after college, and he went to a dance at the social club, something social club. But maybe it was a Catholic because they're both Catholic. So I'm just wondering. I don't know.
I mean, back in those days when our parents got married, that shit mattered a lot, you know? So not so much anymore. I mean, but like back in those days, it mattered a lot.
He was pretty religious back then. He was a altar boy and all that stuff. He's not religious now, but I told him like you should get religious. He's 87. He just had his 87th birthday last week. I was like, you should. What's that term? Pascal's razor, or I can't remember. Like it wouldn't hurt to just believe in it, and then 99% chance that it's bullshit, but the 1% chance that it's not, then you cover your ass. So it doesn't hurt. I can't
I
quite
just
do
think
it,
you got to cover your ants on the 1%. Maybe it just is what it is once you get in there, you know? It's not like you're going to be in trouble for it. It's just it wasn't, you weren't right. Unless there's somebody on the other side that's a gatekeeper. There's a question right there. All right. Well, fucking God damn it, Lou. Another good fucking Monday with you.
All right. Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. Two
You get a little,
weeks.
you get a
2 weeks it
little,
is.
little break from LSJ.
Remind me. Are you on a little hiatus?
No, I'll be
Right.
one floor above here the whole time.
Oh no, what I'm saying is next Monday, are you
I'm just gonna
like traveling?
no, I'm just gonna watch the home run derby and
Oh, so you're taking a week off for the All-Star break.
oh yeah, yeah.
All right, cool, cool. I'm good with that.
And we'll have Sean on to talk about the draft.
There we go.
We'll see how the our teams did. The Sox with their 10th pick.
That's ridiculous.
They're going to change that rule just because of the Sox, I think. They're going to be like, oh, this isn't right.
Yeah, they should. But it's going to be just in time for Colorado to take advantage of it.
Yeah. All right, Jeffy. See you in 2.
Hey, buddy.
Good luck to the
You have a
dads, as long as you finish behind the gaggers.
Hey, man. I'm just scraping to get by and trying to get ahead. I just want my pitching to do well, but now my pitching is just like all fucked up.
I can't
So
pass you.
fucked
I can't. I think I did briefly, and I don't even know if I did on points. But
I'm about 70 points ahead of Chris.
I'm just. I might be right where I'm going to be. I'm in ninth, and that might be my final resting place.
You never know, man. Some players are like second half guys, man. They just like as soon as the All-Star break hits, then they take off. You never know. It's a tale of two times. It's a tale of two stories.
I don't know. Nine's my favorite number. I was born on 9/9, so ninth place. I think that's where I'm going to be. I'm just comfortable there.
Right.
All right. I'll see you in 2.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.